I'm in Ketchum, Idaho, Sun Valley, Idaho, ski resort. Had a friend bought a pretty expensive house, over $1 million, a couple months ago for tax purposes. It's sitting here empty for now. So I've had access to it, and I've come up for a little what I call mountain therapy for about a week, seeing some old friends, but also just taking some time, doing a lot of yoga and meditation. But this place also comes equipped with a hot tub and a sauna, so there's no reason to leave except for supplies. But as I speak a lot too, talking about grounding ourselves and things, I practice what I preach. Though I've been in Twin Falls a lot lately helping my parents. I haven't really talked about that. My dad's had a stroke, and I've been around a lot more. That's why I'm untethered, to be able to help. And doing work and stuff, we all need to take a break no matter what we're doing and ground ourselves. And so I do things like this. When I'm on the road, that's my own grounding because I'm solo. As I said before, a Buddhist phrase, when you're alone, you're not alone. And when you understand that by doing all the self-work, you're not alone. So I like being with people. I like to be around, but I also like being by myself. I'm very, very comfortable with that. And so I've come up here for a week and just kind of grounding myself, taking some time away from distractions in life and re-energize. We need to do that. It's very important. It is Saturday, I believe February 6th, I think. The last video I talked about, the last few I've said it's going to get crazy, crazy, crazy. Now I'm talking about world and political stuff. And unless you're living under a rock again, it's gotten even nuttier. So most of you, a lot of people are tied up in their lives, but if you step back, what I say, stand on the moon and look down, you can see that things are just not the same. It is not business as usual. There's chaos going on everywhere. And we have to ask ourselves why, or look into, there's change coming. I've said this over and over and over. We have a new administration in that's just seems to be a little bit out of touch, reversing everything from the previous administration. We'll see what happens with that. But there's this groundswell going on. And again, it's going to get crazier in the next couple of weeks too. I think things will start to even out middle to end of March. But expect to see some really revelations, earth-shattering things coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Well, in the United States, earth-shattering, just things we're not going to expect. It'll all be good. But again, I talk about 100 million people who voted for Trump. And I'm going to talk politics here. 80 million, they say, but let's just say 100 million of people who didn't vote and got out, who believed there was election fraud. So whether or not you believe that or not, they do, I do. And so you've got a large part of the population that's not standing down. And this is part of where it's change. And where this goes is going to be peaceful, but we have a lot more people now, not just politics, but people that are sick and tired of everything. They're sick and tired of us being at each other's throats. They're tired of politics on both sides. I've said over and over, I think both sides are corrupt beyond repair, Republican and Democrat. Of course, there's exceptions to the rule, but they are both corrupt, and they need to really be burnt down, and we need to start anew. And how does that happen? Well, it happens with us, we the people. And I've said this again many times. A unified people are unstoppable. A unified American people, there's nothing we can't do. And that's coming. That is coming. Now, if you take a look and see what happened this last 2 weeks with Reddit, Wall Street Beats, and the hedge funds, this is exactly what I've been talking about. This was revolutionary. This is historic. They're going to write books about it. Maybe I'm a little involved in it as well. But what's happened is Wall Street and the hedge funds are getting a taste of their own medicine. Before, they were doing things that we really couldn't do much about. The bankings and the corporations, we've been slaves to them. Well, a bunch of people, millions, got together on Reddit and decided to start going against the hedge funds. They do a thing called shorting stocks, which is not illegal, but there's really no benefit out of it except for themselves. They're betting a company's going to fail, and they make a lot of money off of it. It's been practice has been around for a long, long time. Well, a bunch of us on Reddit got together and started buying. GameStop, I'm sure you read about it, was one that was shorted big time by some hedge funds. We got together and started buying stock. Some people bought $10 worth, other people bought $10,000 worth, a couple thousand here, and it drove the price of the stock up, which meant, without going into a whole lot of detail, that the hedge fund companies had to buy the stock. The margins, they were called in, and they lost billions. And there's one hedge fund company called Marvin Capital, I believe, that's just about done. It costs them billions and billions of dollars. Point being, this is continuing forward. The financial network as we know it is over. It's going to change completely because of this. What's happened is that people have reunited. And this is not the whole United States. This is a small portion comparatively to the population of the United States, but we made change. And we broke the system. Whether you like that or not, it was broken, and it shows that people united can get together and make change. And this is what's going to happen. And this is what's going to happen this next year. The financial side of this is just one step of the rolling ball that's going to be snowballing forward. And we, the people, are going to go out. And when the time comes, we're going to go out and we're going to root out all these corrupt politicians from the local city councils in your little town all the way up to the top. It's going to happen because people are galvanizing now. They're just sick and tired of it. And I've been talking about this, and now I'm getting a little bit more specific. So we are taking our country back. Democrat or Republican, we'll be doing that. And we'll see. There's a lot more coming out. Now that's on that level, because where the United States goes, the world is going. And so look at this last year, what's happened. We've had COVID, we've had the lockdowns, we've just had crazy, crazy things going on. And I've said before, people have to be shown, they can't be told. It's just like talking politics or religion with somebody. You'll go back and forth and it's a waste of time. Sometimes people, when they see something happening in front of their face, they start to question things. There will be those that are just blind. And I've talked about this many times. When we open up our eyes and we're not just we're not just concentrating on one person, one religion, one corporation, one party, and we're not just putting all our effort and allegiance into that. And we kind of open up and see the bigger picture. We understand what's really going on. And this is all perspective and vibrations and things about, again, our inner work and all this. So there's tremendous change going on all over the place. And people have asked me, why do you keep saying people have to be shown, not told? How come you're making these references? It's here. Just if you look back and just see what's gone on this last year. Let's take an example of the BLM and Antifa riots. BLM was a movement. There was a lot of good people in that, but they were Antifa. They were burning cities and businesses and killing and hurting people all year long. You barely heard about it on the mainstream news. It was peaceful, mostly peaceful protests. You had hardly anybody on the Democratic side condemning the violence, okay? But yet it was happening. Portland, Seattle, and just right and left. And so you've got the little shenanigans going at the Capitol this last January, and I was there. And it was just a few there was over 1 million people at that event that day. I was there. And most of us had gone home already, or when the Capitol had gone back to the hotels when the Capitol was breached. And that was a small amount compared to the rest of the people. Antifa, there's bad seeds in every group and different things that were at the Capitol. They've blown this thing so out of proportion, they're making it like World War III. The news is on this, everything. It is not what happened. So if you do a little digging, you will see, and now everyone's jumping on that. All the parties, all the Democrats, all the Republicans are jumping on this insurrection. It's not what it is. It's a movie. And this is what I talk about showing. All this stuff is playing out in front of us. And if you do any research or just do any stepping back from the moon and looking down, you'll see that we're being played. All of us are being played. Because what's the number one rule? Well, one of the rules you learn in Sun Tzu's Art of War and how to control people, you keep them in fear and you keep them at each other's throat. And that's what's been going on with us. We have been played as a people for decades. It's over. And this is a lot of the change that I'm talking about. There is more coming down, but we are waking up on many levels. We're waking up from a political level to a spiritual level to life. And with that wake up, there's change moving forward where people have just had enough and they're coming together. Again, look at what happened and what will continue to happen with the financial, the hedge funds, and Reddit. It's changed everything already. It's historical. So keep that in mind as we move forward. The impeachment trial is coming up next week, and that's going to really reveal a lot of things. And I'm talking quite a bit about politics because though it's not everything, it's a cog in the wheel of what I've called five-dimensional quantum chess. Though it's not a game, but it's played like a game. It is one piece of the puzzle, just like COVID is. All these are coming together and coming out right now. And it's all going to come to a head very shortly. So, again, what do? You live your life. You find yourself. You do whatever you need to do to ground yourself and be in peace. Help others. Be compassionate. Get out of hatred. That's going to kill you. And treat your body well and yourself well and treat others well. The golden rule. I'll be posting more later on, but I'm going to go out and spend some time in the snow now. Have a great weekend.